Hi everyone, I just wanted to do a video showcasing some of the features and settings I set for when I'm trying to just make little songs on the RC-600 that'll just kind of streamline things and make them a little bit easier to work with. So again, my method is having each part of the song on a different track. So I'll have like the verse on track 1, the chorus on track 2, and like a bridge on track 3, and so on. So just getting into that, the first thing I'm going to do is going to be with the rhythm. So I'll hit loop twice, go under rhythm, and there you can select your pattern and everything. And if we go a page over, what I select is intro record on. I think by default it is off. Now, when it's off, and if you hit record, it goes straight into recording. So you see we're recording right there. Now, I think that's a little bit difficult to kind of just jump straight in to being perfectly on beat, and it's a little awkward. I like having sort of a little intro so I can kind of feel the groove and feel the beat a little bit and the tempo. And that's all that intro record does, is once you put that on, then you simply, when you hit record, it gives you just a little bit of an intro and you're good to go. So there's our intro, and now we're recording. So to me, that's a lot easier to sort of jump into, and I don't think I changed much else here under rhythm. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing. I've gone into setting up variations and stuff like that before, so if you're into that, look at some of my other videos. So now I go into the track, and I don't change anything on the first page. What I do change is the stop mode. As you can see, as default, it's on immediate. Now what I do is I change it to loop. So what that does is when I hit stop on that track, it's going to stop playing things at the end of the loop. It doesn't just stop at the second I hit stop. Now, and the reason I do that is because if I'm playing live, I don't, because I'm a multi-instrumentalist, so I play bass, I play guitar, I play trumpet, and I'll even sing a little bit. So I don't have time when I'm thinking of lyrics and chord changes and everything. I just don't have the the mental capacity to also be able to time hitting the stop at the exact right moment. And if you can get it wrong, because sometimes you'll either miss it, or you'll play another loop, or you'll play too much of a loop or something like that. So I'd rather just kind of have the computer do a little bit of the thinking for me, and so I can just hit stop anytime I'm like, oh, I'm coming towards the end of the song, and when I hit stop, then it'll just know that at the end of the loop to stop playing. So just that in action. So if I have it on immediate, and I'll just play some single notes here. So we got our intro. Okay, so there's our loop, right? Very impressive playing there. And now if I hit stop, you can see it just stops at any time. Now if I have it in loop mode, it'll stop at the end of the loop regardless of when I hit stop. And to me, that's preferable, just so I don't have to think as much. And I don't believe I change much else. Oh, I have the play mode on single. And again, I do that so that way when I hit play on each individual track, it's only playing that track one at a time. So it'll only play track 1, and it'll only play track 2. And that's, again, because of the way I have my thing set up, where I obviously don't want my verse and choruses playing at the same time. That would be bad. And then for measure, I have it set to free. Now, it's a little confusing if you come back to this after you've recorded something, because it'll actually show the amount of measures that are recorded. So if I hit record here, and you can see now it says 2 instead of free. And again, just showcasing that stop. But if I delete it, then it goes back to free. So the setting is still free. It's just going to show you what measures you're on. And I don't believe I changed anything else. Only thing is, at the very end of this sort of menu, you can change your your inputs into each track. I've mentioned this in a couple other videos of how to select inputs and outputs and stuff like that, but this is just another quick way to do it here. So then if we go into play, the only thing I have there is, instead of the track change here being immediate, I also set that to loop end. Now it's a little bit different than what we just did on the previous setting where we set it to loop end. So now, instead of that, whereas that loop end just stopped that track, this one will allow it so when I start another track, it also waits to the end of that loop. So for example, here I'll play. I'm gonna set up a little bit of a song here. So. So there's our verse, let's say. And then if I want to go into this one, and then if I want to go back to my verse, it'll wait until this loop is done. And then again here. And then if I hit stop, we're still at that setting where it's going to wait till the entire loop's done. Now, some people don't like that. They like it so when you just hit stop, it stops. And I believe that's completely the default setting. And I totally understand that you want it to stop when you hit stop. For me, I like being able to kind of get into the song and jam a little bit more, because I'm a little bit more of an improv kind of guy when it comes to like my soloing and stuff like that. So it's nice to be able to not panic as much that I have to hit things at the exact right time. So that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna leave that in the video today. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask.